I would like to talk to you guys for a moment. Um, to be completely honest, I've never read the Principia Discordia, but here's why. The hallucination I had that I have come to recognize as Eris told me that reading her book would only distract from the process. And so I I haven't been able to resist some. I've seen pages of it out there, and so I know some of it. But the I came across something the other day. The concept of aneris, which I found very interesting because my hallucination just simply told me that she maintained balance between order and chaos, while in the Principia Discordia it says that Eris has an evil twin who causes chaos in her name, but it's not really Eris. Which I find ridiculous. It's like, that sounds like something she said to fuck with people. Like, that is legitimately something my uncle does. Like, he will claim to be his evil twin just so he can fuck with people. And nobody believes he has an evil twin, or so, like, I guess Eris is just better at pulling it off or something. But I just, uh, I, I don't know. But I'd also, on the same page that I was reading, not on the same page, same article that had clips from it or whatever, talked about, first of all, my hallucination has always told me that the practice of chaos magic makes your soul too unstable without a body, and you simply blow up without one. When you die, your soul blows up, and you don't have a soul anymore. You don't exist anymore because you blew up. While the Principia says that from the void you came, so shall to the void you return. Like, from nothingness to nothingness. Which, I mean, it's the same thing, but it totally, like, it's very atheist friendly, but like, thinking about it that way doesn't really help with the Christians who just really cannot not believe in a soul. Even those who stop believing in God, they become Gnostic atheists or something like that before they move on to the next theism that actually chimes with their soul. Like, and me as a schizophrenic who used to be Christian, it would be easier for me to be detached from the idea of a soul than the idea of a God. There's too much I can't even understand believing in only one God. Let's put it that way. There's too many unknown forces that, yeah, science has discovered the cause of some of them. I just think that's because they're lesser gods and they've been detected. Or maybe they're more powerful gods and they can't help but be detected. I don't know. I just see the work of the gods everywhere. That's all I see. But that's probably because of my Christian upbringing and how they just use God to explain everything. Like, where did we come from? God. Why is the sky blue? Because God. That's where God made it. Why are there clouds? God. Why is there a dragon in the clouds? Satan. Oh, and yeah, magic is Satanism too, apparently, according to Jehovah. But that explains why Lucifer says that Jehovah is Satan. So, um, but at the same time, somehow every Christian believes that Lucifer is Satan, even though the Bible says contrary. It even says, yeah, there's more comparison between Lucifer and Jesus than there is between Lucifer and Satan. So I have to wonder why the fuck people think Lucifer is Satan. It used to piss me off when I was actually Luciferian. Because, like, at that point it was like, there's a different religion for a fucking reason. They're nothing like Satanists. Look them up. And blah, 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 blah. I would go on and on and on, but that's taking seriousness way too seriously. Um, and that's one of the benefits from having a goddess to talk to, I guess. Like, cause that's the fucking amazing thing. I can talk to other Discordians about my hallucinations as if it was the word of the Principia, and it usually matches up with their beliefs. Like I know one that believes that the entire universe is a computer simulation, and for humans to run off that we're just ran. Like, she believes the true Matrix story, what the Matrix story originally was. She thinks that's how the world really is, and that's why that story couldn't get past the censors. But the way Eris has explained it to me is that we're all AIs in a video game, and for the gods, and different gods have different gear, like in a video game. Different gods have different powers, like in a video game. And I ever since she told me like that, I started working on theories for an idea of a video game where you play a god and you slowly level up through a universe of planets to play around in. And it'll be true fucking a web connection, like unlike fucking No Man's Sky had. I want that kind of shit. But unfortunately, I think that's gonna mean that I need to make my universes smaller, or have an online universe that's a server dedicated shit, like with Diablo. Like, you can meet up with your friends at a certain location in the universe. Like, have the ability to teleport to your friends from other video games. Like, if you have friends, you can do it on fucking WoW. You can do it on ESO. Just make it an MMO where you're a fucking god. Like, make a science fantasy fucking game about being a god. And I got the fucking some notes written into it. I was gonna make it so your appearance is affected by your stats and shit. And fucking, I forgot what I was gonna call it, but I have it written down somewhere. But according to Eris, we're all just video game characters, and she's a player, and so is Satan, and so is Lucifer, and so is Yahweh, and so is Jesus. But Jesus was a character that became a player. So, but I mean, that's why he's amazing to her, because he was an AI. Like, he started out as an AI, and then when he died, he leveled up something, I don't know, oppression points or something. but I mean, he was a player that Yahweh made to be the perfect human. Like, his idea of perfect, not well, I guess each god has their own idea of perfect. But Jesus did what he was told. It, like, fucking says so in the Bible. Like, there's a part where fucking it's my favorite quote from the Bible, because it always starts off slightly disrespectful towards fucking Mary. Mary's all drunk at a party. I forget what part of the Bible it is, but Mary's all drunk at a party. And she's like, Jesus, we're out of wine. And he's like, woman, how is that my problem? And then he makes one. Well, then he grabs fucking the water reserves and he turns the water into wine anyway, because he has to honor his mother, his drunk ass alcoholic mother. He has to honor her. He can still abuse his powers to make wine, but he didn't abuse them to save his life, obviously, because he knew he had to die. Because his programmer had been talking to him and filling his head with ideas of fucking parenthood. And maybe that means that his idea of perfect is better than other people's idea of perfect, because his idea of perfect actually ascended to godhood. So, oh, and I also can't believe they're not the same person. Like, I'm sure that Yahweh has complete access to Jesus' account, because Jesus doesn't have a physical body in their dimension. But Jesus his separate. He's an AI. He runs himself unless his programmer, logs into his account and forces him to do something, which I could see him doing, which would really dick. But they're different. Like that's how the Trinity is explained to me by my goddess, who doesn't completely match up with Discordian philosophy, but she's around it, which I say makes her more true of an aneris than the aneris described in a book that tells you not to believe a single thing in the book, or any book for that matter, because all knowledge transfer was through books back then. Well, no, it was made in the 70s. So, yeah, just, you can't believe what you read, man. Alright, that's a good place to end it. Life is a game. Play it.